Hey, welcome to the Weekly Wave. All right, let's talk about something we've all faced but never really want to face. Rejection. That gut punch moment when you shoot your shot, whether it's in a job interview, a relationship, or a business pitch, or even just trying to make a new friend, and boom, you get hit with the soul-crushing no. Or, even worse, ghosted. But here's the thing. Rejection isn't just something to survive. It's something to leverage. It's like a terrible tasting medicine that, if used correctly, can actually make you stronger. So today we're going to break it all down. Why rejection stings so much, what it actually means, and most importantly, how to turn it into an advantage. And look, let's be real. Rejection sucks. No one wakes up and thinks, man, I hope I get rejected today. But you know what's worse? Never putting yourself in a position to be rejected in the first place. Playing it safe is way more dangerous than getting turned down. You don't grow in your comfort zone. You grow when you get knocked down, dust yourself off, and go at it again. So let's talk about why rejection just really stings. And I mean deep down past this surface level embarrassment. See, rejection is more than just about a bruised ego. It's biological. Studies show that rejection activates the same parts of your brain as physical pain. So when you say that rejection felt like getting punched in the face, well, science is basically agreeing with you. Our caveman ancestors relied on social groups to survive. So getting kicked out of the tribe literally just meant death. That's why rejection feels so brutal. It's an old survival instinct still hanging around in our modern world. And the worst part, we make it worse for ourselves. We personalize rejection. Instead of thinking that job wasn't a fit, we think I'm not good enough. Instead of that person wasn't interested, we think I'm unlovable to everyone. We take one specific rejection and turn it into a sweeping generalization about our worth as a whole, which, if you really think about it, is completely ridiculous. If a restaurant doesn't have your favorite dish, do you suddenly assume that all food is terrible? No. So why do we do that with rejection? With that, let's get into what rejection actually means, because most people get this wrong. Rejection doesn't mean you're too good enough. It means misalignment. You weren't the right fit, at least not at that time or in that moment. Maybe you need more skills. Maybe your timing was off. Maybe the person on the other end just wasn't ready for what you had to offer. Think about some of the biggest rejection stories in your life. The first one that comes to mind to me is Michael Jordan. He got cut from his high school basketball team. Yeah, the best player to ever lace up was cut. Think about that. And also, Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school multiple times. Imagine if they had taken those rejections as the final word on their potential. They didn't. They used rejection, and that's the key. But in order to use it, you actually have to deal with it. So how do you deal with rejection? First, you have to detach your ego from the outcome. You are not your failures. Just because someone didn't see your value or something didn't see your value doesn't mean you don't have it. Think of yourself as a scientist running kind of experiments. If something doesn't work, you have to adjust something and try again, and again, and again, until you eventually succeed. Next, you gotta learn from it though, but don't overanalyze. Sometimes rejection comes with feedback. Use it. If you bomb a job interview, ask at the end what you can improve on. If you get rejected in a dating circumstance, think about what you genuinely want in a partner. But don't go into a rejection spiral where you replay every conversation in your head, overanalyzing it like a detective trying to crack a cold case. Some rejections have absolutely nothing to do with you. Then after that, you got to build rejection resilience, honestly. The more you get rejected, the less it's going to sting. Rejection is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger you get. And in order to do that, you have to tear it. So, you want to get better at handling rejection? Put yourself in situations where it might happen. Apply for that big opportunity. Ask the person out and pitch that wild idea. And some will call you crazy, and you will get some no's. but you'll also get better at handling the no. And another thing, stop putting rejection on a pedestal. We all act like rejection is a huge defining moment in our life, but most of the time, people don't even remember rejecting you. The hiring manager that rejected you from your dream job, yeah, they moved on. The person who ghosted you, they're probably dealing with their own stuff and their own relationships. You're the only one still replaying it, so let it go, respectfully. Now, let's get into something really powerful, turning rejection into an advantage. First, you gotta let rejection motivate you. There's nothing better than proving people wrong. Use rejection as fuel. And the best revenge in life, honestly, is success. Second, you gotta use it to sharpen your approach. Rejection forces you to improve. If you keep getting turned down for jobs, maybe it's time to go back to the drawing board and upgrade your skills for said jobs. If your business pitch isn't landing, tweak it, change some things. Every no is an opportunity for you to step back and to refine your approach, refine your game. Third, you got to embrace rejection as part of your process. Say you're in sales. Set a goal to get 10 rejections a week, because every no brings you closer to a yes ultimately. If you're an artist, submit your work constantly. The more you get rejected, the more likely you are to eventually break through. And then let's talk about the fear of rejection, because honestly, the fear is usually worse than rejection itself. We build it up in our heads like it's going to totally destroy us. But when it happens, we realize, oh, that wasn't that bad. The more you expose yourself to rejection, the less scary it becomes. And also, let's get real for a second. Sometimes, and I mean sometimes in very small circumstances, rejection is a gift. Have you ever wanted something just really bad in your life, got rejected, and then later realized it was the best thing that ever happened to you? So say maybe that job you didn't get freed you up for something way better. Maybe that relationship that ended made space for someone who actually values you. Sometimes rejection is just the universe or God clearing the path for what's actually meant for you in life. At the end of the day, rejection is a tool, not a verdict. Every rejection is just redirection. Every step back is a setup for a comeback. Rejection isn't the end of your story. It's kind of just a plot twist. So next time you get rejected, don't let it define you. You got to use it. Learn, grow, and keep moving forward. The only way you truly lose is if you let rejection just stop you altogether. Now go out there, get some no's, and turn them into your next big win. And remember, the greatest success stories are built on a pile, and I mean a big pile, of rejections. Keep stacking them up, and eventually, you'll stand on top. Thank you so much for listening.